Have you ever wondered that the delicious chocolate you eat today, the sweet bar that melts in your mouth and makes you feel happy, actually has a dark, shocking, and unbelievable origin story that goes back more than 3,000 years? Yes, chocolate was not always sweet, not always a dessert, and definitely not something children enjoyed like candy. The story begins in the ancient rainforests of Central America, where civilizations like the Mayans and Aztecs discovered the cacao tree, a mysterious plant whose beans they believed were a gift from the gods themselves. But here's the shocking part. They did not eat chocolate like we do today. Instead, they crushed cacao beans and mixed them with water, chili, and spices to create a bitter, spicy drink that was considered a powerful energy potion for warriors and kings. Imagine drinking chocolate mixed with chili instead of sugar. And it gets even more surprising. The Aztecs valued cacao beans so much that they actually used them as money. Yes, money. Just think about this. You could buy food, clothes, or even pay taxes using cacao beans. History records that 100 cacao beans could buy a turkey and 10 beans could buy a rabbit. This means chocolate was once more valuable than gold in some societies. But the story becomes even darker when chocolate reached Europe. When Spanish explorers like Hernán Cortés brought cacao back to Spain in the 1500s, it quickly became a luxury drink for the rich and powerful. Sugar was added to remove the bitterness, and suddenly chocolate became a symbol of wealth and status. Only kings and nobles could afford it. But behind this luxury was a harsh reality. The rapid demand for cacao led to plantations where forced labor and slavery became common, especially during colonial times. Many historians even call early chocolate a luxury built on suffering. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, when machines started processing cacao faster and companies began making solid chocolate bars. This is when chocolate started becoming available to ordinary people, not just royalty. Brands like Cadbury and Nestlé changed the chocolate industry forever by making it affordable and adding milk to create the creamy taste we love today. But here's another twist you probably didn't know. Chocolate also has a scientific connection to happiness. Cacao contains compounds that can trigger the brain to release serotonin and endorphins, the same chemicals responsible for feelings of love and joy. That is why people often crave chocolate when they are stressed or emotional. Your brain literally treats chocolate like a small reward. And here is another unbelievable fact. In World War II, chocolate bars were included in soldiers' emergency rations because they provided quick energy and boosted morale during difficult times. Imagine chocolate being used as a survival food. Today, chocolate is one of the most loved foods on Earth, with millions of tons consumed every year. But the journey from a bitter sacred drink to a global sweet empire is truly incredible. From ancient rituals to modern supermarkets, from sacred currency to comfort food, chocolate has traveled through war, trade, science, and culture to become what it is today. But next time you unwrap a chocolate bar, remember this. You are not just eating candy. You are tasting thousands of years of history, ancient traditions, scientific discoveries, and a story filled with power, wealth, struggle, and transformation. Chocolate is not just food. It is history you can taste. It is science you can feel. It is culture you can experience. And maybe the most shocking truth of all is this. Something that once tasted bitter enough that no child would touch it has now become the world's favorite sweet. So the next time chocolate melts in your mouth, ask yourself this question. Are you just enjoying a snack, or are you experiencing one of the most fascinating food journeys in human history? On March 24, 2026, the world once again found itself gripped by the frightening reality of escalating global conflicts, as tensions in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and the United States dominated international headlines and reminded humanity how fragile peace can be in an increasingly unstable geopolitical climate. The ongoing military confrontation between Iran and Israel continued to intensify, with both sides exchanging fresh strikes despite diplomatic signals suggesting possible negotiations, showing how complex modern warfare has become, where talks and missiles often move side by side instead of replacing each other. Reports indicated that new attacks were launched as the conflict entered another dangerous phase, highlighting the risk of a wider regional war that could impact global oil supply, international security, and economic stability. At the same time, the broader Iran war that began in late February 2026 following coordinated U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iranian military and nuclear infrastructure has continued to reshape alliances and create ripple effects far beyond the battlefield, affecting energy markets, military strategies, and diplomatic relations worldwide. Russia has been watching the situation carefully, particularly concerned about the possibility of the conflict spreading toward regions like the Caspian Sea. which would further complicate already tense global relations, while also balancing its own ongoing war with Ukraine. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, the war between Russia and Ukraine showed no signs of slowing down as Russia reportedly launched one of its largest recent drone and missile attacks, firing hundreds of drones and dozens of missiles across multiple Ukrainian regions, killing civilians, damaging infrastructure, and signaling the possible start of a new spring offensive aimed at weakening Ukrainian defenses and gaining strategic advantage. Ukrainian leaders have continued to call for stronger international support, warning that the shift of global attention toward the Middle East conflict could reduce military aid and air defense resources desperately needed to protect their cities and maintain their resistance. This situation demonstrates how modern conflicts are deeply interconnected, where a war in one region can indirectly affect another by diverting weapons, funding, and political focus. At the same time, tragedy also struck in the United States, where investigators continued to examine the deadly crash involving an Air Canada aircraft at New York's LaGuardia Airport, an accident that reportedly resulted in the deaths of 2 pilots and injuries to passengers after a ground collision, raising serious questions about aviation safety procedures and airport coordination systems. As investigators analyze flight data, air traffic communications, and operational decisions leading up to the crash, aviation experts stress the importance of learning from such disasters to prevent future accidents, emphasizing how even advanced transportation systems remain vulnerable to human error, technical failures, or unexpected circumstances. Together, these events paint a powerful picture of a world facing multiple crises at once: military confrontations that threaten regional stability, ongoing wars that continue to claim lives and resources, and unexpected disasters that remind us of the importance of safety and preparedness even outside war zones. The events of this single day underline how quickly global tensions can rise and how closely the fate of different nations is now connected through politics, economics, and security concerns. For ordinary people watching these developments, the news may feel overwhelming, but it also serves as a reminder of the importance of diplomacy, conflict resolution, and international cooperation in preventing further escalation. As March 24, 2026 demonstrated, the world is not only shaped by the decisions of leaders and militaries, but also by the resilience of civilians, the work of investigators, and the hope that even in times of conflict, dialogue can eventually replace destruction.
When you catch a cold and your body starts showing signs like a blocked nose, sneezing, throat irritation, mild fever, and weakness, you don't always need to panic or depend immediately on heavy medicines, because some powerful home remedies can help your body recover naturally and faster. The first and most effective remedy is drinking warm honey and ginger tea, because ginger has natural anti-inflammatory properties, and honey helps coat your throat, reducing irritation and cough while also boosting your immunity. The second remedy is steam inhalation, which is one of the oldest and most effective methods to clear nasal congestion. Just take hot water in a bowl, cover your head with a towel, and slowly inhale the steam for 5 to 10 minutes to open blocked airways and reduce sinus pressure. The third remedy is drinking turmeric milk before sleep, because turmeric contains curcumin, which has strong antibacterial and antiviral properties that help your body fight infection, while warm milk relaxes your body and improves sleep quality. The fourth remedy is saltwater gargling, which may sound simple but is very powerful. Mix half a teaspoon of salt in warm water and gargle 2 to 3 times a day to reduce throat swelling, remove mucus, and kill bacteria. The fifth and most underrated remedy is proper rest and hydration, because your body heals the fastest when you sleep well and drink enough fluids like warm water, vegetable soup, lemon water, or herbal tea to flush out toxins and keep your throat moist. Along with these, you can also eat light foods like fruits rich in vitamin C, avoid cold drinks, avoid oily foods, and keep your body warm, because small lifestyle precautions can make a big difference in recovery speed. Remember, these remedies may look simple, but consistency is the real secret. If you follow them properly, most common colds improve within a few days. Nature has already provided many healing solutions in our kitchen. We just need to use them wisely to stay strong, healthy, and ready to fight seasonal infections. Age is just a number if your habits are powerful, your mindset is strong, and your discipline is consistent. Staying young at 50 does not depend on expensive treatments or magic medicines. It depends on simple daily decisions that most people ignore. Start your day with movement, because your body becomes old when it stops moving, not when birthdays increase. Walk fast, stretch your muscles, do light exercise, and keep your blood flowing like a 25-year-old. Eat like your life depends on it, because it actually does. Reduce sugar, avoid excessive fried foods, drink plenty of water, and add fruits, nuts, and green vegetables to your plate. Your skin glows from what you eat, not what you apply. Sleep like a champion, because recovery is the secret weapon of youth. 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep repairs your body, sharpens your mind, and keeps your hormones balanced. Stress is the biggest age accelerator, so learn to control it before it controls you. Laugh more, worry less, forgive quickly, and stop carrying emotional weight from the past. A peaceful mind makes your face look younger than any cosmetic product ever can. Stay curious like a child, because learning keeps your brain young. Read books, watch educational videos, learn new skills, and challenge your thinking. People become old when they stop learning, not when they reach a certain age. Keep good company, because energy is contagious. Stay around positive, ambitious, and healthy people who push you forward instead of pulling you down. Avoid smoking and limit alcohol, because these silently steal your youth day by day. Take care of your appearance, because confidence itself is anti-aging. Dress neatly, maintain hygiene, and carry yourself with pride. Most importantly, have a purpose. People with goals never grow old, because they always have something to wake up for. Whether it's building a business, helping family, creating content, or inspiring others, purpose gives energy that no vitamin can provide. Remember this powerful truth: growing old is natural, but growing weak is optional. If you respect your body, control your habits, protect your mind, and stay active every day, even at 50 you can have the energy of 30 and the wisdom of experience. Youth is not about age. Youth is about attitude, discipline, and the fire inside you to keep improving every single day. The history of the samosa is not just the story of a snack. It is the story of travel, trade, empires, and cultural fusion. Long before the samosa became the king of Indian street food, its journey actually began in the harsh deserts and royal courts of the Middle East and Central Asia. Historians believe the samosa originated before the 10th century, where it was known as sambusak or sanbosag, a small triangular pastry filled with minced meat, nuts, and spices, prepared for merchants and travelers because it was easy to carry, filling, and could last for long journeys. Persian traders and Central Asian merchants carried this delicious invention along the famous Silk Route, unknowingly bringing with them a food that would one day become a global favorite. When the samosa finally arrived in the Indian subcontinent around the 13th or 14th century, during the Delhi Sultanate period, it quickly captured the attention of royal kitchens. Historical texts even mention that the cooks of the Sultan served crispy samosas filled with spiced meat and dry fruits to kings and nobles as a symbol of luxury and taste. But the real transformation of the samosa happened when it met Indian creativity. Indian cooks began experimenting, replacing expensive meat fillings with the now famous spiced potato mixture, after potatoes were introduced to India by the Portuguese in the 16th century. This simple change turned the samosa from a royal delicacy into the food of the common people. Soon, from the crowded lanes of Delhi to the busy markets of Kolkata and the railway stations of Mumbai, the samosa became the heartbeat of Indian street food culture. Its golden, crispy shell, the aroma of cumin and coriander, the heat of green chilies, and the comfort of mashed potatoes created a taste that connected rich and poor, young and old. During the British colonial period, samosas became a popular tea-time snack, slowly becoming part of daily life rather than just a festive treat. Today, the samosa is no longer just Indian, it is global. From spicy Indian aloo samosa to the Middle Eastern meat sambusak and even modern fusion samosas filled with cheese, chocolate, or noodles, this humble triangle has conquered continents. It is sold in luxury restaurants, roadside stalls, airports, and even frozen food aisles in supermarkets across the world. What makes the samosa truly special is not just its taste, but its story of survival and adaptation. It proves that food has no borders, that recipes travel like people, and that the simplest dishes often carry the richest histories. Every bite of a samosa today is actually a bite of history, a reminder of ancient caravans, royal feasts, colonial tea tables, and modern street vendors working under glowing evening lights. The samosa is not just food. It is tradition wrapped in a crispy shell. History filled with spice and proof that sometimes the smallest things can carry the biggest stories.